Hello, everybody. We are Critical Zero,
We are.
and welcome to our very first ever podcast.
Dun dun dun.
We don't have the fancy technology yet.
No, so it's just us.
All right, so this is gonna be fun. We're in our little studio here, set up,
Yeah. Secret location.
secret location, and we'll go through a few things we have noted down.
Yes, of course.
But
We
we
didn't
might
come
go off
into this
topic.
unplanned.
No, we might
No.
go off topic.
Generally, we do.
We would. All right. So let's start it. So why don't we start with our background in music?
Okay, I'm going to let you go first.
My background in music. Okay. I wasn't ready for that question. I thought you were going to go first.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess we should have flipped a coin. That would
No,
have been way
like
better.
Squid Game?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. You can go first.
Oh, wow. Deflect. All right. Well, I mainly come from the admin side of music, but we see, where do I start? I've always loved music, passion for it. Was involved in a lot of stuff as far as like organizing events, doing bookings for DJs. I worked a lot in electronic music scene. Worked for a label for a while, and now I'm doing my own solo project called Run. Should I do a plug right now?
Do a quick
plug? Okay, so on November 26th this year, my first release single, Quantum Entanglement, will dazzle the airwaves.
Are you doing
We
your
don't have
radio
airwaves
voice?
anymore, do we?
No.
We don't.
We have a
digital
Logic
waves. And of course, I also do photography and trying to contribute in any way possible to this lovely music scene of Toronto. Your turn.
Cool. Well, mine's not as cool, but
So humble.
so humble. So I'm a guitarist, singer-songwriter.
That's true.
I write everything from punk to metal, but I usually just put out the stuff that's in between. And I call it desert punk in a band called Black Budget.
Shit, you were trained well.
Yeah.
My teachers would be ashamed of me right now.
We were trained in the same facilities.
I know, right?
We met at Seneca. But
Yeah.
anyways, so
I'm making a fool of myself.
I make some desert punk music. You know, I've been playing guitar for my whole life. Recently started getting into singing and writing songs. And I've been playing live since like 2015. Playing in various bands, cover bands, originals, and just anything.
Yeah, you're pretty badass.
No.
I'm a confirmed fan.
But yeah, I mean, mainly my main project is Black Budget. If you want to check it out, that's the band I am a part of.
And you just had a release.
We just came out with a song called Stuck in a Desert, which is out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and actually got some radio play
You did.
from Mark Terra, which is great. It's like actual radio, like
Legit.
the one you can tune in with your car.
Airwaves,
Yeah,
right? Exactly.
airwaves. But I have been also in online radio, which is amazing. Shout out to Greg from the Unheard Sound. And you should check out the interview. We'll put everything in the description, all of the links. And if you're listening to this in podcast platform, then
We'll figure something out later.
go
Right now,
figure
this
it
is
out.
our first podcast. Be easy on us.
All right, so that's our background. Anything you want to add?
Maybe I should say the style of music that I make.
Yeah.
All right. So I would say it is lo-fi dream gaze, I guess, because it's a mix of different music that I love and that I support. So yeah, that's about it.
I love it.
So
It's good music.
good music, good times.
Yeah. All right. So why did we start this thing?
Just Critical Zero.
Critical Zero. How did the name come up?
Oh, I think I was drunk. This is going to be a debate, I feel like. But I was drunk and I randomly said that by accident. And we're making a song, weren't we?
We were making
A punk song.
which should be out
Someday.
And we came up with the name Critical. You came up with the name Critical Zero. I'll give you the credit because I don't remember too much. But you came up with the name, and I wrote it down on my phone. Good band names, which I still think it's a great band name.
Yeah, that's
Critical Zero.
what it was supposed to be.
But then it was a cool name. We wanted to start this thing, so we had the name. We're like, screw it, let's do it.
Let's do it. Don't think, just go forward.
Yeah.
So that's what we started with. And then I guess, so why did we do it though? Predominantly, like I said previously, to help support the music scene in Toronto. It's been going through a hard time with COVID restrictions. At least when we started it, things have improved substantially.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just basically want to help in any way we can, promote bands we like, organizations we like.
To support the scene and make sure venues and musicians and the arts kind of stay alive.
Yeah, exactly.
To help, anything we can do to help.
And also, this is a great learning experience, everything, from doing photography, playlists, just getting involved in everything.
Yeah. The next playlist should be mine. So stay tuned for that one.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. So the next one we have is what we plan to do for the scene or community.
Oh, I'm going to let you start that one.
And so you've been doing photography for the shows, which you take awesome photos, by the way.
Thank you. Mine just started.
Photography, eventually we want to have more people involved to make it, like maybe write music reviews, help out in playlists, just what else? We have a lot. We're dreaming big
well,
here.
For me, I guess we all both have different reasons, I guess, that we're doing it. But one thing that I feel like I'm really into a lot of rock music. I was electronic for a while, but it's kind of a mix. And something that I found, at least, because I listen to a lot, and I don't feel that there was a lot of Toronto artists being represented. Like in any playlist that I find, it's very difficult for me to find. When I first started at Seneca, I was even asking people, like, do you know any cool bands, in and around the area? No one really had an answer. So I thought, I know that rap is really heavily, talked about here, even electronic music. But as far as the rock scene, I felt a lot could be done to help support the artist. So that, for me, that was a big one, to kind of show people in other places the music that we have. That's why I try to mix, artists that are from Toronto with international artists from the United States. The UK doesn't matter. So that way, we're attracting different audience. It's not so segregated. Yeah,
and we can bring in those audiences and check out some bands in Toronto while they're listening to some of our favorite bands from the UK.
Yeah.
I love UK music.
I like American.
I love
but
UK
I like
rock.
UK too, to be honest. But I like them both. But I find myself in a lot of the American, like California, Texan scene.
I go for the, I don't know, it's just the UK like stoner rock scene. It's really thriving there, I think.
It's garage psychedelic, I guess.
Yeah.
And dream pop, right? It's not really rock though.
No, there's some dream pop there. It all blends in.
Yeah.
You want to introduce the next point we wrote down in our organized list?
Oh, so where do we want to be in a few years?
Man, it's like a job interview.
I know, right? I would like to stay with this company.
Yeah,
I would like to take your job.
I have big ambitions for this restaurant. I plan to retire here one day. But where do we plan to be? Where do you want to be in, I don't know, 2 years? Give me 2 years.
Well, I mean, I already kind of... whether it be 2 or 5 years, I think the main goal for me is I don't really necessarily want to be rich off of music at all. I just want to be sustainable, to help support music in any way I can, just so I'm not struggling day in, day out. So I think for me, the biggest thing is to have stability, and spend my entire life working in music, on music, every form of music. Like this is my life. There's no plan B, right?
Shout out to Rat.
Yeah, Rat Shawl. There's no plan B. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that pretty much sums it up for me too. And for Critical Zero, I think, we want to eventually put on shows.
Yeah, so are we moving to the next point? Or are you going to talk
no,
about where? Okay,
I
it's
say where I wanna
interesting. It
be.
ties in.
Yeah, eventually, I want to.
Where
be
you want to
able
be,
to-
not Critical Zero.
Okay, where I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to put my own shows.
Yes. Tour.
Tour, of course. Record some music. And explore the world.
It's amazing out there.
Sea World. Not the park.
Yeah, I was thinking the Sea
No,
World.
Sea World. But yeah, that's
Down with Sea World.
fuck Sea World.
I know, right? Fuck them for sure. Okay, so yeah. I think we're kind of on the same plan. I'm more of a stay-at-home. I like to tour. I did like a lot of traveling, but you need to explore the world.
I want to do
Run free.
traveling. Yeah, I want to do some shows.
Where
everywhere.
do you want to go? What would be your ideal country to tour?
Country, the UK.
Yeah, of
I want to
course.
do all of the UK, just because you get to go to all these cool cities and then.
Yeah, everything's close together.
Yeah. But also I want to do the States. I want to go to like California and then Texas.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
like
a really good touring area.
Yeah, like Detroit. I want to play in Detroit.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like
Detroit's
grimy
pretty
Detroit.
awesome. Yeah,
Like
but
in a
you know
grimy
what?
club somewhere in Detroit.
That place, Detroit, the thing that's magical about that place is the people there. When I was there, a lot of artists, like, they're so thankful when artists come in and visit, and they would bring works of art to some of the DJs. And I thought that was amazing. Like,
That
some guy
is,
made
yeah.
a painting on a floppy disk.
Damn.
Yeah, or not a floppy disk. What's the hard? Is it a hard disk? I don't even know anymore.
Like the old ones for the
The
computers.
A drive. Yeah, like
Yeah, like
it's not
the
a floppy one. It's the hard one. But he did a whole like scenic
Yeah.
of Detroit on it. It was so cool.
It's amazing.
And they were all talking about politics. So I was like, yeah, this is a cool vibe.
Yeah.
That's a good place to play for sure. and
Maybe
tour.
Chicago. I like Chicago because of the
Pizza.
the deep dish, but also the blues.
Just joking.
The blues scene there is nice. I went to Buddy Guys when I was in Chicago, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Buddy Guys. You have the headphones on, so you know how it sounds.
You sound great.
Yeah, thank you.
You have
sound
that
great
radio
too.
voice.
I have the radio voice.
Yeah, you do. You'll see or listen later on. Okay.
All right.
See, we're already going off track.
We are. I'm trying to keep us on track here.
He's our tour guide for this evening.
So what are the plans for this podcast, and why do you think people should tune in?
Oh, shoot. That last question I didn't see there before.
You didn't see it?
No.
Did I sneak that one in there?
I think you did. I mean, the first one, I know that it was our plans with the podcast. With the podcast itself, for me, I guess one of the things that I want to do is I wanted to talk to people. And I would like to talk to not just, a lot of times people just have the musicians. And I think there's a lot of people that are involved in supporting the musicians. So I think it's, producers, for example, engineers, promoters, maybe in some cases agents if they have some interesting stories. I tend to not like it to be too businessy because it becomes a selling point as opposed to an art. But I think there's an art in
just the stories they have.
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly. I mean, because we're all people and we're all working together to make this scene happen. So I think for me that would make it interesting and people can have a better understanding of how the whole scene is run. And it's not that fictional, movie Hollywood thing where you're just discovered.
And then you get signed.
And you're
to
millions of
Capitol
dollars.
Records and you're $1 million in debt.
But they don't say that in the movie. They make them seem like they're like perfect. In the movie, they're like, yeah. But really, they're just in debt.
So I think why people should tune in, too, is because...
It's informative.
Yeah, and we have plans to talk to cool people.
And you can watch me make fun of Pedro.
Yeah.
It's
And you
always
can
fun.
watch me take it. But also, we'll be having... Sometimes it'll be the two of us. Sometimes it'll be one of us with somebody else. Maybe 3 people. Who knows? We have this little device here we can plug in mics to.
You're gonna be the main guy, though. I'll pop in and out, at
Sure,
the right
I like
time.
doing this. It's
Because I know
fun.
I wouldn't want to do this by myself. I need to engage with someone. I can't just talk. I mean, if I do that, I'm just left.
I'm never gonna be doing this by
You said
myself.
I thought you said by
no,
yourself.
like with another person. So like I want to have
Maybe.
like
Who knows? We'll see
musicians
how it
from
goes.
Toronto
Yeah.
come in and talk, just shoot the shit. Talk.
Or musicians from
music.
anywhere, man. Like if we had like someone come in from Europe
Online,
or whatever.
you could do with the Zoom thing. You can do a bunch of
with
things.
the Zoom, Zoomer. That Zoom thing the kids
Zoom
are using.
Thing. We can have people from all over the world.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
And just tune in because it's fun.
Wow, it's only been 18 minutes. Isn't that amazing? We definitely didn't write down enough stuff.
Because the next point says time 30 minutes to 1 hour. So we're a little bit off. Okay,
know, right?
So let's
This is like us learning, how to
do a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. This is a whole learning experience, this entire thing.
So maybe now we should just do one topic and discuss it. Maybe let's talk about a little point you have written down there. The last one.
What is indie?
What is indie music to you?
Oh, God, that's a great question. We've heard some rants. What was that radio station?
XRP Radio from the
Shout
UK.
out. We love you.
Yeah.
That was the best rant.
They always play Black Budget, which I love them.
I know, and the guy always goes on rants, which I'm always a fan of rants.
About indie. But tell me, what is indie for you?
Indie is independent music. So generally actually, I think now there's more examples of indie than there ever been, because now we are independent artists. We don't belong to a major label. We are out, putting our own music. We have to invest our own money in marketing. We have to do everything ourselves. That's, to me, you're independent of the slavery of the dollar. Well, I guess
we are. Also, we are. Like, you just uploaded your thing to your video, your single, kind of like what a label does.
Yeah, right. I'm my own indie label, my own indie. I'm an indie girl.
Yeah, we can, indie is just being independent and doing your own thing. Not, like, I don't know, I wouldn't call it like Billie Eilish.
I know.
Indie.
That was actually, it's funny because honest to God, that's the name that came to mind.
When people say indie.
Yeah, like the Spotify indie playlist, not to like rip into Spotify because, that's its own topic. But just to talk about the playlist, how if you look on the indie playlist, you find artists like Billie Eilish. So it's, when do you stop being indie? That's always the question. Yeah,
like I'm looking at the Spotify playlist for indie music right here, and it's all people that are signed. And not that there's anything wrong with being signed, but indie is not really that. Like Lorde, for example.
Yeah, I mean, also
Lana Del Rey.
Some of these indie labels, quote, are working with major labels and getting sponsored from them. So are those labels also considered indie if they're not independent to make their own financial decisions of what artists, We learned a lot about that.
Yeah. I think that it's
school.
I think it takes away from indie artists to categorize them with these all-stars.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
ruins
because
the name, I guess.
And people automatically assume that, just because you're
her. What's her name? Phoebe
Bridgers.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't follow this music, but I know the name. She's the one that was smashing the guitar.
Yeah, and you got a lot of hate for.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, they get a lot of hate because you're putting them in a category with people like Lana Del Rey and stuff, and those people
she's on there as well. They're not indie.
They are. I highly doubt they're booking their own shows and doing the grind that an independent artist does.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Taylor Swift, is she considered indie now?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, because
of the whole thing that happened?
She's like buying all her own masters. Oh, is when Metallica did the same thing?
Yeah.
They bought all their masters and now they can do whatever they want.
But here's the thing, it's Metallica, I could be wrong, but I think their label is a subdivision of another label.
That's a good question.
I will look into this.
If anyone
knows.
If anyone knows, leave comments.
Because I know
this is interesting.
I think they're called like Blackened Records, which is what they're releasing their stuff under. Yeah, Blackened Recordings. So, would you consider Metallica indie?
I need to know the details. The only one I think I know about is Taylor Swift, and I believe that she owns her masters. I think that's what she was trying to do because they try to mess her over. Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely if you're. I guess that's a good question. So,
Are you indie if you own your masters?
Yeah, and you're still working with major corporations for marketing and PR and everything. Yeah, that's also. What do you guys think? Tell us. Let us know.
Us. I think in a way you are, because maybe you have more control. Mm-hmm. I think Metallica has a lot more control about the things. Like they just did a gig recently, like the other day. That was their first gig back, and there's in the States, they've been playing shows forever. So I'm pretty sure they were just like, okay, let's do a show.
I think it's the best.
They don't have anybody to answer to. No label.
No, I know, right? And I mean, that's the whole idea.
No deadline to put out an album. Metallica doesn't put out many albums.
Well, that's the thing, look at most of the bands out there. Their first 2 albums are their best album, and then after that just goes downhill. And I think that's the pressure from exactly, because some of these first albums, I think the artist worked on it for like 5 to 10 years, just touring, and before they actually were. This is old back in the day, not now, because now you can just release easily, on DistroKid or CD Baby.
Brings it to full circle and says now there's so many more indie artists.
Yeah, right.
Before, if you were an artist, you had to really do the grind. But now you can just kind of write a song and put it up. Maybe people will listen to it, maybe they won't. And it's kind of how you do it, how you put it out.
Well, it's really also, I think right now, the biggest thing that's going to make or break an artist is investment in marketing, unfortunately, because there's so many artists. Yeah. Wasn't it Daryl Hurst was saying 60,000 releases a day, roughly?
Yeah.
He's a representative for CD
60,000 releases a day.
I mean, God. How do you compete with that? So,
you can't.
You can't. You just got to do some pretty damn good marketing.
Yeah, you got to start
It's like trying to be a president.
Yeah.
To get a fan base.
It's probably easier to be the president than to land in one of those Spotify playlists.
Okay, now we're being negative. Let's stop.
Those playlists, man, it's so hard.
The awkward playlists. Spend all this money to be on a playlist that no one listens to. Scammers. What are all these people that keep commenting?
Oh, yeah, on like Fiverr.
No, not on Fiverr. Like every time you post something on Instagram, there's some
promoted on.
Promoted on. I haven't even looked into that. I think I clicked on like 1 or 2, and when I looked at it, it was just like it just looks so ghetto. I was just like, no.
Yeah. Bots. They're all bots.
I know, right?
So that is what I think indie is.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just stop. It's not bots. We're anti-bots.
Yeah.
Indie's kind of punk rock music.
Yeah.
Against the system. And against getting screwed over by like a major label.
Yeah, until you get signed.
TLC.
Yeah.
They went chasing waterfalls and they came out broke. Thanks to shady manager. Was the manager, right? I think
so.
She screwed them over. Oh, it's heartbreaking because they were a talented group.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they went public about it, though, because it taught a lot of people.
There's a lot, and, we've met a lot of people, like, maybe we shouldn't say her name, but in class, remember we had that guest speaker?
Yeah, we were blessed, and at least we can say our teacher's name, Blair Packham, brought in some amazing guests that talked to us
from the
about...
Jitters, amazing band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cool that she told her story about what happened to her, and I think it's important that we
everything. It's you have to be so careful as an indie artist.
Yeah, and I think we can learn more from failure than we learn from success. So hearing these stories are important. I think that's something that would be nice to also to put into the podcast is speak to people to find out, not just their successes but failures and how they've overcame them, because that's
Yeah.
important, because we all feel like we fail at one point. And actually that's something we said we were going to talk about on the podcast, of the suffering and pain I went through before the release. This is my first release, and I went through the insane spiral of self-doubt and fear.
Yeah.
So it's good that you know that other people feel that way, and it's not just like a lot of people just hide that, but really it's very difficult to reveal yourself by releasing music, and everybody goes through it. I came from it on two different sides, because I used to help people, when I ran for the agency, when they had something, or any friends that were releasing music, I was always the one saying, no, this is good. I mean, obviously if I enjoyed the music, I didn't say it if I didn't, and tried to push them. And now I needed it. You were my saving grace, and Christina Turtles, where Turtles lives,
linked in the description.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to my baby girl.
But I think everybody goes through it. I definitely went through it. Actually, when I started Black Budget, I didn't really have any plan for the songs. It was just kind of like a project I did myself.
I originally was like that with Run Rebel Run. I think school is what psyched me out.
Yeah. I
It
think
made it
school
very
makes you
serious.
overthink it.
Yeah.
Because
you think you need like $1 million.
Yeah, because when I put out the first song, Do You Want It?
Mm-hmm.
That one was something that I put out randomly, and I was like, okay, this song's gonna be coming out next week. I just put it out for fun.
Yeah, right. No plan, just go.
No,
Go,
and then
go.
I did a little bit of the grind. I was like, sent emails and sent it to people, to my friends and stuff. But no plans for that. But then for like this song we just put out, Stuck in the Desert, that one was like a lot of work. You saw all the work that went into that.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I was willing to do whatever I can to help you, because you worked really hard. You and the band are... and you continue to, and actually you're working even harder now, so it's amazing. I'm very excited for your future. But
going back to like the doubt, is you just gotta put yourself out there. I think
it's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
But it's fun. Know why we do this. This is how you know it's like a true passion or love, is because you're putting yourself through absolute torture.
Yeah.
For this art.
Yeah.
I think the day that it's not torture, maybe that's when you need to pack it in.
It's when you're comfortable, and then you start another project.
Yeah, or you start the Squid Games.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I'm just thinking about that old man. He's like, I'm really bored with life, so I decided
spoilers,
to
by way of
so
spoilers. If anybody's watching, that was a major spoiler.
Maybe you can edit this out.
No, there's no edits here. God.
He's gonna kill me now.
No. But yeah, like, you just gotta do whatever makes you have fun.
Yeah.
And just like play shows, whatever,
or not play shows.
Yeah.
License your music. Maybe.
License your music. Be smart.
No.
Go to school.
Stop.
Go to music school.
Get your hair cut. Get a job.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Actually,
you don't need to go to music school.
If you can go to music school, you should go to like a.
It is, but
like
I mean,
a quick program.
It's not necessary. Yeah, but the thing, it really. Here, I think maybe it's a little bit better in Canada, but I think like if you are going to go to music school, I think my recommendation is make sure there's a business program.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many people went to school for a $20,000 debt and became electricians in the end. Although, they make a lot of money.
They make a lot of money, but
that's not your plan.
Well, I mean, it depends. If you want to be like a classically trained guitarist, you should probably go to the Humber Jazz program, because they have like one of the best programs.
Maybe session musicians and stuff make a lot of money.
If they, if you want to be that, you should. But like,
I mean, is it in Berlin? Almost everybody is an engineer. So if you want a cheap engineer, just go to Berlin, because there's so many. It's a dime a dozen, and they all have no work. It's serious.
Maybe we could interview one of them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I have a great friend actually, who does engineering. Patrick DSP, I'll say his name, and he is amazing. He's actually from Toronto, and some people may know him. He was involved in the electronic music scene here, and he does mixing and mastering. I don't want to say the name of his mastering company wrong. I think it's Neptune Studios, but he'll kill me. But whatever. I think that's right. But he's amazing and has been a really great support for me. In fact, I did an interview with him for my school or for my grant to get into school for Seneca College.
Did he go to music school? Do you know? Did he go to engineer school?
You know what? I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
We could have him on maybe if he's down. I think he is. He's super friendly.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like for example, like the program we went to was very business oriented, and I think that's way more helpful because to get in you have to audition, obviously. So you're already like a decent musician if you can get in. So then they help you with that stuff. So
yeah, I mean the thing,
like marketing.
the biggest it's not even marketing is a huge one, but I think another course that I really loved besides the music stuff was the legal side, because that's really important to learn contracts, even if they're your best mates. You never know.
Yeah, contracts.
With the Strokes. Well, they broke up for a while, but they got back together. But, nothing sued happened. But you never know. Like, they were best friends. You never know. Is there any good examples of that? Was it...
there's probably a lot, but I can't think of
was
the
it
top
the
of my
Smiths?
head.
Was it the Smiths that had that huge issue with... Anyway, I know that there's been a few bands where they've had a lot of trouble. Actually, I remember Billy Corgan talking about that in an interview.
Yeah, I remember that too.
A lot of his regrets.
Yeah.
So it's cool to at least hear these stories and to learn about all this stuff. So
Which is what we hope to have on the podcast too.
Billy Corgan.
We can have Billy Corgan.
Yeah, well, think big.
Yeah. Should we call it? That's been.
I think it's probably a good idea before I give away any more spoilers.
From Squid Game, I know. If you haven't seen Squid Game, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Or you can probably find it on an illegal site.
Excuse me? We don't do anything illegal here.
On Reddit.
We don't have sponsors yet, so it doesn't matter.
I know, it doesn't matter.
Anyone want to sponsor us? We're here.
Yeah, there's a free spot right here.
Right there. The wall's going to change periodically.
Yeah.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah. Or
leave it at that for now.
We'll leave it at that, yeah. And it'll be an inside joke once we get more viewers. And
yeah, I know.
We'll fill them in on the joke.
Exactly.
And then we'll have our little club here.
Critical Zero Club?
Yeah. The Patreon.
Oh, no.
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 The Discord. The Discord. Maybe we can have a Discord chat one day.
Leave that up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be in touch with my Discord
keep taking photos. You just do your thing.
Then as long as I can make a playlist.
Yeah, once in a while, let you do one. No, of course.
All right. That was fun.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we won't go to bed regretting this entire decision.
No.
I'm just joking.
Hey, don't sell yourself short.
Hey, I spend every day making a fool of myself. What's the difference in doing it in front of people?
Shows that you're excited to see coming up? Any shows?
Yours. Was this a plug? Like
No. But we are playing.
You can see Black Budget at Seascape.
At Seascape.
October 30th.
October 30th.
Oh, and Queens and Kings at Sneaky D's on the 28th. Yes. And you also have you're also playing at Sneaky D's in November?
I'm also playing November 6th.
I think so.
6th or the 9th. It's a Saturday.
Yeah,
but I think it's mostly sold out.
Yeah.
As regulations ease up and more people are allowed in, then they'll be releasing tickets, I think.
Oh, and Inner Wave in this January.
And I'm going to go see Mets band from Toronto at the Danforth.
When? I don't remember this discussion.
December. I think.
Where's my ticket?
I think it's general admission.
Oh. Yeah, but...
Is it?
That still costs money.
Yeah. No,
I said, where's my ticket? I didn't say
I think Jack bought a bunch of tickets.
I better be in, bro. It'll be hell to pay.
Just bring a camera and you're getting it.
Yeah, everybody expects me to work when I go out now.
It's
like whatever. I need to just chill sometimes, enjoy the bands.
But yeah, shows we're excited to see. You heard it here. This was Critical Zero.
It was. It is.
Yeah.
It continues.
And we will be back. No promises to when we'll do the next one.
No, but I guarantee it will be better. We're always going to get better.
Yeah. But take care, guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Peace.